The hate army troll.
It's the hate army,
bro. The hate army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the first one. So what are we at? About 25 minutes in. Good. I need that timestamp. All right, folks. So here's the deal. As you all know, I've been attempting to schedule some interviews for this show that I think the audience would find interesting.
It's called clout chasing, is what we call it. It's what everyone calls it, I guess. You're looking for notoriety. You're looking to make a name for yourself.
That have been requested by my audience over time. And one of the interviews that was suggested and or I thought would be interesting was Boogie. Yes, that's right, Boogie. The most infamous guy on the internet of the last year. Well, maybe not, but pretty bad with all the antics and things that he's been up to, the lies and the messed up stuff, right? So I was interested in having Boogie on this show, right? And I've already told you the story from my perspective of what's been going on with this guy, me reaching out to him, trying to get in contact with him, basically only getting sporadic responses from him, trying to wrangle this guy. I've equated it to like a live eel that you're trying to grab and hold, and it just keeps wriggling all over the place. It's like, what the hell? All I want to do is talk to you, relax. But that's kind of how he's been. It's just hard to reach out to the guy and get constant contact with him. You know, I'll DM him on Twitter, or X, and sometimes I'll get an immediate response. Sometimes it'll be many, many days before I get any kind of a response. Sometimes he'll seem very interested, and then all of a sudden, he's gone in the wind for a week. What happened, right? So FYI, this all came to a head this week, because after having talked to this guy for about a month or more in Twitter DMs, we finally got it that he said he would do the show and do an interview. So we were talking specifics, okay, in Twitter DMs, and the very first specific date, because I had to give him dates this week that I would be open and available for him to come on the show. I gave him 3 dates this week, and he said, okay, what about Tuesday? All right, so this would have been Tuesday the 15th of October. And I said, okay, send me your Discord, and then we can solidify this, but I'll add you and we'll get it all set. He doesn't send me his Discord or anything. Instead, he asks me, well, what time zone is that? Now, I've already given him the time zone, the time, everything. He's asking the same information a second time, okay? And it's like, now this is bad because if I have to keep repeating myself, it means this guy's either not paying attention or it's not clicking in this guy's head, right? So I explained to him, it's Pacific time, 11:30 a.m., and please send me your Discord. Time passes several days. He doesn't confirm anything, nor does he send me his Discord, all right? So finally, I'm waiting. It's like the day before, and I'm like, dude, if I don't hear from you in the next 24 hours, it's off, okay? So it was actually Monday morning. If you remember, it was Monday morning, and I said to you guys on this very show, sorry, guys, I can't lock in the interview with Boogie. He hasn't responded. He hasn't given me the thumbs up 100%, nor has he sent me his Discord. So we're not doing the interview. Maybe we'll do it in the future, but I'm not going to say we're doing it, and then we're not going to have it happen. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver to my audience. And that's where we left it. You can go back and watch all my podcasts from this week, and you'll see the timeline of all these events unfolding, right? It's probably like 6 p.m. Don't quote me on that because I don't know exactly the time. But it's basically like the night before Tuesday morning when he said he had wanted to come on. And he finally responds to me in the DM and says, oh, here's my Discord. And I'm just confirming now, yes, I could be on your show tomorrow. And it's like, it's already off. Like, I already announced on the podcast that morning, he hadn't confirmed, he hadn't locked it in, we're not doing it. We'll just reschedule, right? So basically, I'm streaming, I don't see his DM. At the end of my stream that night, I respond back, I'm like, dude, it's too late now. If you want, we can reschedule for the future. By the way, you still haven't, but I sent him that's right, I sent him the friend request, right? I sent him the friend request on Discord. He didn't accept it. So it's like, he's not giving me a set lock-in time and date. He won't confirm. He confirmed the night before that he could show up, which is too short of notice for me to have the show scheduled and promote it and have people know about it, right? And he hasn't accepted my Discord request. So even if I had said yes to him, he's still not on my Discord, so I can't even call him for the show the next day. So the whole thing is just a joke, right? That's where I left it. And then apparently he kind of went off, I guess on either on Lolcow Live or whatever. I don't know what it was, but I guess he was upset. He was upset because I guess he was locked to come on the show and he wanted to come on and he didn't. And then people asked me, well, why wasn't he on? And I was honest with you guys. I said, this is why, because he's not being professional about it. I've been trying to reach out and talk to this guy consistently. He doesn't. He's sporadic with his replies. He doesn't confirm anything. He asked me multiple times what time and time zone it is. I explained to him, let's get him added on Discord. He won't add the Discord. It's just a big nightmare, right? And I even explained to you guys earlier in the week, at this point, I feel like the only way I would get Boogie on my show is to get Keemstar involved, but I shouldn't have to do that. Like, Keemstar's not his dad. You know what I'm saying? So why on earth would I have to treat it as such? Why can't this just be professional where he can talk to me like a fucking human or a man and we could just get it done? But instead, it's got to be this three-ring fucking circus of, you know, beating around the bush and roundabout bullshit, and it pissed me off. And at that point, I said yesterday on the show, I'm just done with this. Like, this is too much work and nonsense for something that, quite frankly, the public response when I said I was going to have Boogie on the show was not even good. Let's be very transparent here. Many of you don't want me to have Boogie on this show. You're saying that Boogie is a horrible person and a liar. I'm not saying that. You are, right? You're saying Boogie's a horrible person. He's a liar. He doesn't deserve the venue. He doesn't deserve the platform. He doesn't deserve a fair interview. Just fuck him. Like, that's what people have been saying ever since I announced that I was trying to get him on the show. And I was like, damn, I honestly wasn't expecting that. I thought people would be interested to have someone like that on my show. But the public response has actually been the opposite. Okay? So, all this, I basically just said, listen, the interview's off. I'm just not interested in doing it anymore. You know, I'm really not. I have two people I'm interested in interviewing in the future. One is Wings of Redemption, and one is someone else who's behind the scenes who you guys don't know. And if those ever come together, great. Outside of that, I'm tired of chasing down these people who are basically either evading me or being unprofessional about it. And I don't have time for it. I want my time to be mine again. I don't want to be sitting around for 2 hours every night after work when I'm supposed to be sleeping or relaxing, fucking texting people and fucking, you know, writing the messages and DMs and shit. It's just playing an endless game of tag that doesn't seem to have a reward at the end. You know what I'm saying? So I'm done with it. We got more than enough content to do. We've got all these topics to do on my show or whatever. Okay? So the reason I'm bringing this up today is very good reason. After having said all this yesterday on my podcast, Boogie decides to take to X and make a video message about me. All right? Now, I'm just going to forewarn all of you. Right ahead, I don't want to jump scare you, and I don't want you to have your stomach turned, but prepare for an extreme and a very disgusting close-up. All right? I've warned you. All right? Like, I am having a problem looking at my screen right now. All right? You ready? I'm warning you. If you don't want to be grossed out, I recommend you turn away from your cameras right now or your screens. Okay, you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Okay, I forgot that this was on the screen. All right, ready? Okay, so please don't vomit. I'm about to, because he has food all over his fucking mouth. He films this, all right, with food all over his face. And he doesn't even know. It's just disgusting. It's really gross. And then on top of that, he has to copy Keemstar. And what I mean by that is the Keemstar Twitter video or X video is Keemstar has his camera and he walks around his house talking to it. It's a technique that people use. What it is when you keep moving when you're doing a video, it makes it seem like something's going on, like there's action involved, like you're very busy. It serves a purpose, okay? Keemstar has done this for years and years, so now Boogie has to basically copy Keemstar in the way that he does his messages and shit. So that's why he's doing it this way, just to forewarn everyone, all right? Now, I'm going to hit play, but I'm not going to watch the video because I am disgusted that he has food all over his face. It actually is gross to me. So I'm just going to listen, and then I'm going to respond, okay? Here we go.
Y'all, I try to do darksydephil the favor of going and appearing on a show for him and giving him free content. And it took like a week to settle down a date. I picked last Friday, and I give him the caveat that, like, look, my business comes first, right? Lolcow Live comes first. So even though we can schedule a date, if Keemstar needs me to travel, if the show needs me to do something, I have to prioritize my business and my show, but otherwise I'm glad to come on as soon as I can. We decided last Friday wasn't good enough. So over the weekend, I tried to get a new date, and I'm like, okay, look, I don't know what day surgery is for Jordy. I want to be available for his surgery in case something goes bad, if he needs help. But I think Tuesday will work. And I told him that Monday night. All right, Monday night, I'll be there tomorrow morning. He decides that's not good enough because he needs his audience to have some major prep time. He wants to put it on his schedule or something like that. I'm like, all right, well, let's reschedule a third time. And he's like, all right, this time add me on Discord. Here's the problem. I don't use Discord. I'm a 50-year-old man. I use it for my locale live server. That's it. I don't do friends. I don't message people. I'm a 50-year-old man. I don't.
FYI, I'm letting the whole thing play, but already there's like 10 things I could respond to and be like, this is so wrong and stupid. But let's keep going. If you're wondering why is Phil so quiet, because I want to go through the whole thing first, okay? All right.
Like Discord. I don't want to use Discord. We've not used Discord to coordinate any of this yet. We've done all of this on Twitter, so now suddenly we have to do it on Discord. So then I go into Discord and they try to figure out where his account is. I have like 400 friend requests on Discord. Why we have to use Discord for this, I don't know at this point. So then I found out today he's decided to cancel.
This is tremendous. The food is still on his face. He's talked for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the food is still attached to his face. Oh, let's keep going.
Which is fine. You know, like one of the reasons I was doing it was to give him content. Another reason I was doing it was in the hopes that maybe one day he would come on our show, even though he said he never would, even though he said he'd need $50,000 payment to come on our show, which is obviously never going to happen. I would still want to do his show for free just because I like Phil. And this is what it's like to try to do darksydephil a solid and give him the favor of free content. Great. Y'all.
All right. So you've seen the clip now, right? Now I can respond to it. But I felt like you have to watch it once in its entirety to understand what's going on there before I respond to it formally. Okay. By the way, I received a $20 super chat from Mono Cabello who says, need to remember Boogie is 50. He doesn't know how to work Discord. He also needs to be sure there isn't an ICL episode that day when the show is spontaneous and doesn't have a schedule. Shout out the after show. What is ICL? Did you mean lolcow live and you accidentally typed ICL instead? I think they meant lolcow live. Okay. So he's 50. He doesn't know how to work Discord. He has to be sure there's not a lolcow live episode that day. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's give a shout out. Thank you, Mono, for the super chat. Hold on. Botching this. Here we go. You're the first super chat of the day, by the way. Thank you so much. 20 bucks. Gets us up to 80 in support. We're more than halfway to the goal. Like I said, let's hit the goal on this show. All right. On this show, so we can do the order right away. Okay. Are you ready? So now let's directly respond to everything. All right, here we go. Let's do it again.
Well, I try to do darksydephil the favor of going and appearing on a show for him and giving him free content. And
I don't consider it free content when it's so difficult to get this guy on the show, just to be honest. Like, I've actually put more work into trying to get him on the show than any of the other guests that have been on. And I don't really see that there's going to be a ton of payout for it. So considering the public reaction that people don't like Boogie and said, don't have him on your show, don't give him a platform. So I don't believe it's free. I mean, I'm not paying him to appear, nor would I. But at the same time, it's definitely not free. There's a lot of time investment to try to wrangle this dude. Okay?
It took like a week to settle down a date. I picked last Friday. And I give him the caveat that, like, look, my business comes first, right? Locale Live comes first. So,
okay. Half of that statement is completely true, and half of that statement is 100% an outright blatant lie, okay? He absolutely said, Lolcow Live comes first, that's my work, that has to take priority. And I respect that fully, 100%. If he's involved with his show or whatever, that always takes precedent. And even if we had locked in Tuesday morning, and then all of a sudden he said, there's a big happening, Keem says we got to do this, I would understand that. And you know what? It would be sad that I locked it in, he had to cancel, but I would understand that, okay? We never once said anything about a Friday. Not once. I gave him 3 dates. I said Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. He's claiming that he said Friday of last week. That discussion never happened. There was never even an open Friday of last week that he could have been on. That's complete bullshit. He made it up. I went and just to be sure, I went back and I checked our entire conversation from top to fucking bottom. That never happened. So he literally fabricated half of that to make it sound like he was already trying to do me this solid and help. No, he didn't. That never happened. The original dates that I gave, I told him, I can't even tell you when you're going to be on yet till I have my wife's work schedule because I need to know what days I have off or whatever. And then when I had her schedule, I said, okay, here's the dates available. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. He said Tuesday. So the whole Friday thing, he actually made up. Completely 100% made up. All right. I don't know why he made that up unless he thinks it makes him look better. But he totally made that up. All right, let's continue.
Even though we can schedule a date, if Keemstar needs me to travel, if the show needs me to do something, I have to prioritize my business and my show. But otherwise, I'm glad to come on as soon as I can. We decided last Friday wasn't good enough. So
no, we didn't. There was no discussion about a last Friday. It never happened. He made that up. Don't know why he keeps repeating it now.
For the weekend, I tried to get a new date, and I'm like, okay, look, I don't know what day surgery is for Jordy. I want to be available for a surgery in case.
Now, this is hilarious. He doesn't know the date of Jordy's surgery. I knew the date of Jordy's surgery because it was public. It was announced publicly. It was going to be, wasn't it Wednesday the 16th? Everyone knew the date of Jordy's surgery, except his coworker. You're literally the only person on the internet who doesn't know what day Jordy is getting gallbladder surgery. How the fuck did you not know? What are you busy doing exactly that you don't know what's going on with your coworkers, right? I mean, I'm curious. He's such a busy guy. He's got so much going on in his life. He doesn't know when the surgery's happening. That's public knowledge to everyone on the internet. Okay, whatever you say, bro. Let's continue.
Something goes bad, if he needs help. But I think Tuesday will work. Sure. And I told him that Monday night. All right, Monday night, I'll be there tomorrow morning.
Notice how he skipped the entire situation where we talked about Tuesday, and I said, okay, let's lock it in. Send me your Discord. I'll add you on Discord. Then we can have everything set. And he never sends me his Discord. I ask him multiple times, and he still doesn't send it to me. Then he sends it to me, and I send him the friend invite on Discord, and he doesn't accept the friend invite. He didn't even accept the friend invite till yesterday, Thursday. So how would I have done a podcast with him on Tuesday if I didn't have him on Discord until Thursday? Okay.
He decides that's not good enough because he needs his audience to have some major prep time. He wants.
No. It's not that it's not good enough because my audience needs major prep time. I need people to know you're going to be on, or what's the point, right? I was waiting for your response. You didn't respond properly. You didn't add the Discord. Because of that, Monday morning, I announced you're not going to be on the show Tuesday because it's not confirmed. You messaged me in the middle of Tuesday night to say, oh, I'm coming on. No, you're not. It's already off. It's already done. We can reschedule, but you don't make my schedule. I already had it set. You wouldn't confirm. That was the end of it, right? It's like this guy thinks that, oh, just because I messaged you at like 6 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday night while you were setting up for your stream and working, you should have known that I messaged you and immediately said, I'm going to be on your show Tuesday morning. No. No. I had already announced Monday morning you're not going to be on the show. That's not how it works. Okay.
Wants to put it on his schedule or something like that. I'm like, all right, well, let's reschedule a third time. And he's like, all right, this time add me on Discord.
That's complete nonsense. I had already had the request with Discord before this Tuesday nonsense, and he never accepted. I sent him the invite. He never accepted it. That's why we didn't have the show. If he had accepted on Discord, I probably would have tried to do the interview, but he hadn't accepted. So how can I do an interview with the man if he's not on my Discord? So there you go. Okay.
Here's the problem. I don't use Discord. I'm a 50-year-old man.
You use Discord every single time you do Lolcow Live. Every single time that you do your actual work, you use Discord. What are you talking about? Like, seriously, what are you talking about? You've been doing Lolcow Live the entire year, right? Unless he does it, maybe he uses something different. Does he use Zoom? Does he use one of these other? I don't know what he uses. I had Keemstar on Discord incredibly easily. I know Keemstar has been doing Discord calls for ages. So what is, I don't get it. I'm really lost here. Okay.
I use it for my lolcow live server.
He just said he uses it for his lolcow live. He admits it. Oh, I use it. I don't know how to use it, but I use it. What is it with these people who come at me, but they literally contradict themselves immediately in their own statements? Yesterday, we had ReviewTech say, I never said I want $1,000 to be on lolcow Live. And in the next sentence, he says, so I wanted $100,000 to be a co-host. I was offered to be a co-host, and I said 100,000 in the same fucking breath. So he's, oh, I don't use Discord. I don't know how to use it. Oh, but I have my whole lolcow Live thing on there. Okay.
That's it. I don't do friends. I don't message people. I'm a 50-year-old man. I don't like Discord. I don't want to use Discord. We've not used Discord to coordinate any of this yet.
Because we're talking in DMs on Twitter, so I can get your Discord so we can set up the video call for the interview. I can't do it over Twitter. It has to be via a video chat client like everyone uses on the internet. It's either going to be Discord or Zoom. I don't really like Zoom because you have to pay to really get any good quality out of Zoom. I've looked into it. I don't want to pay for the premium there. There's a couple other ones as well that I've used on other people's shows and stuff, but I think that Discord's just the easiest one to set up because everyone uses it, right? So anyway, complete silliness, but let's continue.
We've done all of this on Twitter, so now suddenly we have to do it on Discord.
How would we have our interview on Twitter? How could we possibly have a podcast interview on Twitter? I don't want to see you on your phone walking around your house in an interview. I want to see you sitting down in your filming setup, and we can sit here like 2 men and have a conversation. That's an interview. Not what you're doing right now is not an interview that I would want to do. You walking around your house on, so what are you talking about? We need to have this set up to do the interview. How is this rocket science?
So then I go into Discord and they try to figure out where his account is. I have like 400 friend requests on Discord. Why do we have to use Discord for this? I don't know at this point.
Now that's just hilarious to me, all right? He says, I have 400 friend requests on Discord. So let me get this straight. So you use Discord for work. You've already admitted that. But you have your friend requests open? You left your friend requests open, so your inbox got spammed with a bunch of friend requests. So here's what you do. You create another Discord account. You close the other one because you're never going to be able to use it if you have 400 messages in your inbox, okay? You set that one up and say, friend request closed. DMs closed, except you're a friend. It's very easy to do. And then you use that new account. You're using it for work, but you're just ignoring, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's making every excuse under the sun about this. And it's like, dude, none of your excuses have any weight or merit. What you're saying is ludicrous. Everyone uses Discord, including me now. You use it for work. You admitted it in this video. What on earth are you talking about? Everyone uses Discord.
So then I found out today he's decided to cancel.
You found out today I decided to cancel. After Monday on my show saying we're delaying it. Tuesday on my show saying it ain't happening because he didn't accept my Discord friend request. Wednesday on my show saying it ain't happening because he didn't accept my Discord friend request. And then finally yesterday I was at my wit's end and I said, I'm just canceling the whole thing. I don't care. It took him that long to figure it out. Rare Tricks has gifted a sub on Kick. Thank you so much, Rare Kicks. I appreciate that. Let's add that to our goal for today. We climb closer to hitting the 25th straight stream of hitting the support goals. Thank you so very much. Okay. Boyd says he uses it for interviews. The entire show of lolcow Live is through Discord. His members pay thousands monthly just to talk to them on Discord. But he doesn't know how to use Discord. Didn't you know that?
Which is fine. You know, like, one of the reasons I was doing it was to give him content. Another...
I don't think he gave a shit about giving me content, if you want to know the truth. I don't think so at all. I think this second part is what it really is.
The reason I was doing it was in the hopes that maybe one day he would come on our show, even though he said he never would, even though he said he'd need $50,000 payment to come on our show, which is obviously never going to happen.
And there you go. And we already hashed that out. I talked to Keemstar about it. I admitted it was a joke. It was me giving him the business because he had given me the business for so long. No, I'm not asking anyone to ever pay me to go on a podcast. It's a joke. Everyone knows that. I've already publicly admitted it, right? So what he's saying here is ludicrously stupid. But no, I fully believe the only reason that Boogie would have wanted to come on this show is because he wants me on Lolcow Live, because they will get a payoff from it. You know what I'm saying? If he comes on my show, I'll have one day where I'll get a little bit more views, maybe a tiny bit more support. A lot of people are actually saying they don't want him on the show. So actually, it might even backfire for me, right? Like, legit, it might backfire. And people will be like, wow, you gave this guy a platform, and now we don't like you because you gave this guy a platform. So, in that regard, maybe it's not a good idea regardless. Maybe this is a bad idea, right? So, I don't know. But no, the real benefit here would be if I had him on the show, and then eventually I go to Lolcow Live. That's where the benefit is, and it's solely for them. I will not benefit from being on Lolcow Live. Their audience is never going to say, wow, that DSP guy's a cool dude. Now that I've seen him on the show, I'm going to go watch his content. It's not going to happen. Why? Because my content is not what they do on Lolcow Live. I don't do stunts. I don't do these kind of crazy over-the-top stuff. I don't self-deprecate. I'm different, and that's fine. I'm not crapping on the show right now. I'm just saying it's completely different genres of content, correct? So I don't think that I have a benefit to be on their show. I wouldn't gain anything from it. Do you understand? So that's why I don't see the point. And for him to think that just because he's going to appear on my show, he's doing me a solid, I'm going to get this giant benefit from having Boogie. What universe does Boogie live in that he thinks that his presence on someone's show is like a giant benefit to them? And here's the truth too. I'm not like the other people who have destroyed this man in the last year. I don't really have interest in having him on the show and just sit here and yell at him about why did you lie about this and that. And so many people have already done the finger waggling and yelling and degrading this guy. I don't even have interest in that. So if I had him on the show, it wouldn't be that. And probably people would be like, oh, Phil's not being a dick to him. Well, then this sucks, right? So there you go. Like, what was the point? I was trying to just get a variety of guests on the show. At first, I did think it was going to be a good idea. But to be honest, with the amount of trouble I had to go through with this fucking guy, just to try to get him on the show for no good reason, I just don't understand why it was so difficult. That this guy is like I said, he's like an eel. You're trying to hold a live eel, and it just keeps wriggling around. You just want to grab it and say, stop moving so we can talk. And it won't fucking listen.
Worse,
that's how he is. You know? Again, it's the same thing what Keemstar said. He says working with these guys on his show is like the craziest nightmare scenario of trying to wrangle them up. It's true. Now I get that. I get what Keem was saying now because I've been there firsthand and I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. Okay.
I still want to do his show for free just because I like Phil. This is what it's like to try to do darksydephil a solid and give him the favor of free content.
He thinks, again, he actually thinks that him appearing on my show is a solid and some kind of ginormous free content. It's not. He's got a really bad misconception in his head about himself. People want to see him on his show be humiliated and degraded. They don't want to see him come on my show and get like a normal interview. You know what I mean? So anyway, I do want to follow up because down here, Keemstar this morning actually responded to the conversation. And he said, even if he was doing your show in the hopes you do Lolcow Live, who cares? Most creators do each other's shows. Anyway, y'all should settle this in a private call. I can mediate it via Discord. Let me know. No need for you both to be fighting when you both have a common enemy, dickers. Now, the truth is, I never would have cared. This wouldn't have been like a public thing. I'm just telling you guys because you asked me what happened with Boogie, and I would tell you exactly what was going on each day, right? He's the one who decided to do a big public video thing on his Twitter to try to get attention for it or whatever. Not me. You know, I don't care. For me, it's just another day. Who gives a shit about this stuff, this drama shit? But, so here's the deal. This is exactly what I was saying all along. I said, it seems to me like if I actually want to do something with Boogie, I have to talk to Keem. But I don't want to do that because that's like, it's like you're tattling on the child, right? Like the child can't be controlled. The child, Boogie is a 50-year-old man. I should be able to talk directly with Boogie and have this interview or not. I shouldn't have to talk to his internet dad to get him to come on the show. And that's what it seems like he wants. Like, talk with us in a private convo and then we'll work it out. What's the point? Right? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to do that. I've actually said this the last 2 days on the show. I said, I don't want to have to like tattle on him to his dad to make him act like an adult. But in reality, I guess it just is. Boogie has literally never been an adult in his whole life, right? That's what it seems like to me. Like he's just a grown child, and you just can't work with the guy. That's why it's such a nightmare for him to do the show and everything. You know what I mean? So the truth is, in this regard, I've already told you guys, I don't really care anymore. I really don't. Like, here's the truth, all right? And I actually said this because I forgot to tell you guys I responded. Here's my response. We never agreed to Friday. That's a lie, which is correct. I never talked to him on Friday about a Friday date. That never happened. You weren't doing me a solid. You admit in this very video that you were only doing it to get me on LolCal Live. The price is now $50K and 1 cent for my appearance. I've raised the price to appear on LolCal Live by 1 penny. I very much look forward to having Jordy on my show when he's recovered. And I just want to officially say to everyone here, yes, I want Jordy on the show. People have told me Wings of Redemption would be a fascinating appearance. The interview would be great. We could talk about our histories as content creators, the trolling that we've gone through, games, life, everything. Like, that would seriously be a great interview. 100%, I am down for that. All right? When Wings has recovered, I would love to do the interview, and we've already had that conversation in Twitter, XDMs or whatever, and he's agreed to do it. He just needs to recover first before he does it. So whenever he's ready, I'm ready, and that would be cool. That would be a great appearance and a great show, okay? But outside of that, I have no interest in Boogie coming on the show anymore. It's too much trouble. It's too much bullshit. I've had enough of the bullshit. I would much like to have a normal life now, and I have to chase down this guy who's a grown child in DMs to try to wrangle him. I gotta get a lasso and fucking tie the guy like he's a fucking wild bucking bronco or something. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption or something. I'm trying to tame a horse. No, I'm not. This is a horse that's not worth taming. There's no big pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. If I happen to get Boogie on the show, it's just not worth the hassle. In fact, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I actually think this segment right now is the most I'm going to get out of it, or would have gotten out of it anyway.
We need to find ways to get a hold of these clout chasers, these young people who are oftentimes doing things just to be noticed.
I don't think that this is any more or less. Like, look, I got one $20 super chat over there from this Momo Cabello guy. And I think there was like perhaps one person gifted a sub during this segment. That's probably the most I would even benefit from having Boogie on my show. So there you go. All right. Done with that. Moving on. Looking forward to having Wings when he's ready. That's that. And Keem, I appreciate you trying to interject. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to help. I don't think there's any helping in this situation. Quite frankly, I don't think there's a point. So there you go. Okay, cool.
Typically helps me more than anything.